welcome back to the Norfolk Broads Marshman's Cottage, and we've got a gorgeous day weather-wise today, late December, beautiful high cumulus clouds, and absolute peace and quiet. There is absolutely no traffic on the river at all today, just the occasional bit of bird noise off the marshes. And we've come to have a look, see what signs of early spring we've got here in the cottage garden. The buds on this Magnolia stellata are really promising, hoping for a fantastic display in late spring. But they'll stay dormant like this at least another couple of months, I guess. We're only in December after all. But under them, we've already got a little bit of colour showing in the very earliest snowdrops, just starting to emerge through the soil, but already showing some colour in the bud. Let's get a little closer up to show you. Just the earliest ones coming through at this stage. Plenty more just emerging through the soil. Photobombed by a spaniel and a Weimaraner. Marvellous. This is the very earliest of the Christmas roses we've got here. We've got a massive one which is a beautiful dark colour, but we've cut that back to allow the new growth to come. It must be probably 3 to 4 weeks before we're going to get the equivalent colour in this one. A little bit of bud showing, but you can see how beautiful dark red this one is, and it is absolutely covered in flower every year. Seems to just love the spot here. These are the leaves of autumn flowering crocuses already starting to come through. Flower on these only died down the end of October, some of it lasting into November, but already in this mild winter they're starting to emerge in the green. The leaf on those will be up for the whole of spring before dying back down. Along the base of the cottage we've already got some bluebell starting to emerge through the leaf. They'll again not be in flower for several months, but the green already starting to make an impact at the base of this big jasmine. Plenty of flowering bud forming on these evergreens in the back part of this herbaceous border. They're going to be lovely in a couple of months' time. Quite a nice thick planting here that divides the little cottage garden on the southern face from the vegetable garden that was here with fruit bushes and the greenhouse in this little back portion. It's beautifully compartmentalised and gives you this sheltered little spot down with 2 raised borders. And this beautiful Braeburn apple tree with the roses growing up through it. Must have been here for 50 or 60 years, I guess. From this position in the garden you can see just how low-lying we are. That is the river bank, just about at eye level with me. I can just see over the bank onto the water behind it. And in front of me, one of the drainage ditches, probably 8 feet below the current water level of the river, and this drainage ditch goes down the back of the bank into a triangular cut with another drainage ditch that makes a triangular shape of this island. So we're completely surrounded by water. Surrounding marshland is probably 2 feet below the level of soil we've got here at the cottage, but we're very much on a little island below sea level, and at this time of year with the high river levels you're made very aware of that. Over winter we bring all the pots of geraniums and just place them in this unheated greenhouse. That's all they need to survive, keep them a little on the dry side, lose a proportion each year, get a bit of mould and rot. When the weather starts warming up and they start back in regrowth, we'll give them a tidy up, start feeding them at that stage, and until then just keep them slightly moist, but drier than you would normally grow them on. Very peaceful here this afternoon. As I said earlier, there's no traffic on the river at all. No engine noises, no sailing boats. Only noises the crows and the seagulls. Part of the charm of this spot is remoteness. That's the view from our kitchen window. Beautiful cloud formation. Looking almost due north in this aspect. Cows have all been taken off the marshes for the rest of the winter now. They'll not be returned until March or April. So for those 3 months it just returns to its natural habitat, wildlife, birds, muntjac, water deer, occasional roe deer, and a few more signs of spring emerging. Thanks, Poppy. It's a beautiful double mauve primula that we've got quite a nice little planting of just to the side of the back door, and on the other side a wild primrose, and behind it, still showing a little bit of leaf, some Japanese anemone and more bluebells just starting to emerge, but much less forward than the ones on the southern face of the cottage. Time, I think, to go in, light the log burners for the evening, have a cup of tea and warm back up. Do hope you've enjoyed this little mini tour around the garden in late December.